Hello, everyone, and welcome to the WalletConnect March Town Hall. It's been a while that we convened all together and we have shared updates with our community. So I am super excited for today. I really want us to talk about all of this big announcements that we have. Some of them we have literally just made today, so definitely these are the hot news, and we are here to share them with, of course, the World Connect team, with Pedro, founder at World Connect, with Nacho, head of product, with Riaz, CTO, and then with our amazing partners. We are joined by ADI Foundation, Devrel Dennis, and by our experts and the contributors to the DeFi report, Spark and Bebop. So we are going to be starting. I am going to hide everyone for a minute for us to chat about the biggest happening of the season, WalletCon and everything else, and then we will jump straight ahead into of the news that we have. But yeah, Pedro, how are you doing? How is it going? How is March? How's springtime treating you?
I mean, it's great. I mean, we didn't do these like in a couple of months, but we've been so busy, honestly, that it kind of just was a great opportunity to be heads down. And all of the announcements that we put together, there was so much work behind the scenes that the team was working on. Just glad that we have the chance to like sync up with the community and talk about them.
Yes, me too. First of all, we hosted the WalletCon Buenos Aires edition. That was huge. We have talked about that already, but it's a good moment to remind everyone because a new WalletCon is coming. Are you attending, Pedro? This is the big question.
Of course, like WorldCon is the best event every year, and I'm just so glad that we already just closed one and we're already ready to have another one. And honestly, with so much things that has happened since November when we hosted in Buenos Aires, I'm really happy that we got to do it end of March so we can share all of the things that happened in Q1. Because just the Ingenico stuff, the Wallet Connect Pay, the rewards, the cashback, there's so much going on. We really need to put it out there so people can learn about it.
And by the way, talking about all of this that has happened, all of these big announcements that we have had throughout January and February, it's literally 2 months of the year, right? Such a small period of time, but we've had a lot. Can you do a quick rundown on that? So, what had happened with the Ingenico? What's the big deal about that?
Yeah, I mean, people already heard about WalletConnect Pay. It was a very ambitious project that we did. We first had a small pilot in Singapore with one of our partners, but then we wanted really to expand to a bigger audience. And for those who are not familiar with Ingenico, they're one of the leading payment service providers that essentially you can find them anywhere, whether that's a coffee shop, a hair salon, it's a train ticket station. You will find the Ingenico machines everywhere, and we've been able to really serve them well to allow their merchants to accept crypto. Obviously, as you can imagine, this is a very different industry. WalletConnect has 8 years of experience building technology around blockchain, but building for payments is a whole other endeavor. And we really took that opportunity and cracked that challenge to make sure that they can accept crypto in the best way possible. And this essentially means that like your average a customer can just go anywhere and pay with crypto, and nobody has to talk about gas or chains or tokens. Everything just happens in the background. And Wallet Connect is just taking all that load, all of that complexity away. Just it's really anxiety free. I mean, I think Wallet Connect Pay is one of the most groundbreaking technologies in crypto in a very long time. And I'm just really happy that Ingenico is a big believer in us and is allowing us to distribute this to their millions and millions of merchants.
Yeah, me too. This I think has been a very quick development for us. We have just talked about Ingenico and World Connect Pay in Buenos Aires. That was like what, December, right? November, December, and then boom, here we are. Wallet Connect Pay is already live, and we will talk more about Wallet Connect Pay with Nacho and Rias, and we will dive deeper into how that actually works and what are the nitty gritty details, especially how does the one-click experience work. I think everyone wants to know that. Everyone knows that crypto is hard. It is hard to use crypto. It is hard to understand what buttons to click. All of this is super complex. So we will dive into that. But before we move, I want to cover a very important question. What are the conferences besides WalletCon that we are attending this season? What are the conferences you are going to be at, Pedro?
Oh, well, obviously, as you can imagine, WalletCon happens in the same week as EFCC, so there will be a strong presence from myself and the rest of the team at EFCC. There's also an event in Berlin focused in payments that's actually happening next week. I won't be personally attending, but the rest of the team will be there. There's also other events that are also crypto related that will happen. I know there will be an event in Prague, there will be events in Berlin, and then there's other fintech events that are going to happen. And obviously, we are very excited to potentially like do some really exciting stuff at Money 2020 that I don't want to disclose, but I think it's something that you guys, if you can buy the tickets and be there and really experience the beauty of WalletConnect Pay, I already leaked that for you.
Yes, and by the way, the both Money 2020, if you know, you know, there is one happening in Bangkok and then there's Money 2020 in Amsterdam. We will have stuff happening at both, and What Connect will be attending both. So if you by any chance or very, very intentionally go to Bangkok or Amsterdam, please join us, meet us, talk to us. If you are a PSP, what a chance, what a magic. If you are a PSP, if you are doing anything in payments, we're super happy to meet you. There is a lot of interesting things that we are doing now in payments, and of course Wallet Connect now has much more presence at these payments events. So for our crypto community, sorry, we probably will not be at that many crypto events now, but you'll find us at the finance and payments and fintech conferences and happenings, which are of course right now just having a very huge impact. For example, we have just recently presented what Connect Pay in New York during a big conference around payments and around merchants and around the very industry that what Connect Pay is breaking into, which is not crypto in a traditional sense. And we are just happy and excited to explore this new frontier, which is really just aligning with our experience, of course, and with the crypto network of wallets and of partners that we have. But talking about the partners, we are joined today by two of our amazing partners and contributors to the DeFi report. So we're gonna be moving into the DeFi report now, and I will bring our amazing partners on the screen, and we will talk a little bit about something that has just been released. If you go on the Wallet Connect X page, you will find that we have just published a DeFi report, which is huge. And this is very crypto, but at the same time, it is it is where we are at, and we have a lot of presence. So with that, Pedro, let's do a closing important announcement for the community first. We have the new governance voting live. Can you quickly tell about what that is and how can community engage and why is that important?
Yeah, honestly, like the whole Wallet Connect governance has always been revolving around the health of the ecosystem and growing the ecosystem of Wallet Connect. And Wallet Connect Pay, it ties that very directly with actually growing the Wallet Connect ecosystem as well. So we actually have proposed back in January that we actually would allocate a big portion of rewards for Wallet Connect Pay purchases. This means that every purchase that happens through Wallet Connect Pay would be receiving direct rewards from WCT. This is not your staking rewards. These are not campaigns that we've done in the community. These are directly product rewards. And the reason we did this is because we want to make sure that the community is directly involved as you are earning from these payments, you're also becoming a WCT token holder and also potentially a stakeholder if you participate in the staking and governance. And we have now just published in the snapshot for voting, given that the community has given a very positive feedback on this proposal, and it went live in at midnight today. So basically, it's already ready for the next 7 days of snapshot voting, and you can already vote if we are going to dedicate this budget for WalletConnect Pay or not. So make sure to go to vote.walletconnect.network, make your vote, make sure that you are already staked. If you did not stake until midnight this morning, then you are not able to participate. But if you already were staking, you will have a voice in the future of WalletConnect Pay.
But of course, you can still become a staker. This is something we keep mentioning, but you can stake now at the app.walletconnect.com, and that's where you can also find our data room with a lot of interesting data and numbers on Wallet Connect integrations and just Wallet Connect adoption. But with that, thank you so much, Pedro. I hope that we will have a lot of fun at WalletCon and our community joins us. And of course, what Connect Pay is a very important topic for us, so we're going to talk more about that. Now, I am just going to be bringing our partners, our amazing contributors to the DeFi report. It's Spark, Sarah from Spark, and Katya from Bebop. Hi girls, this is so nice to have women only section in our town hall. First of all, I want to give a chance for you to do a quick introduction on yourself. What is your background? What is your company doing? What are you doing in crypto? Just give us a short idea about yourselves, and then we will definitely cover more about the insights and the state of DeFi in 2026. Sarah, if you want to start, feel free.
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone. Nice to join like Wallet Connect today. So I'm Sarah. I'm leading DeFi growth and ecosystem expansion at Spark. So basically for Spark, what we are doing is we are doing lending across DeFi, CeFi, TradFi within the entire Sky ecosystem. So Sky formally comes out of MakerDAO. It's a DAI stablecoin project, and it is still the same project today. It's just that this is like a USDS stablecoin issuer at Spark. So yeah, you can think of us Spark as like a typical, commercial bank compared to Sky, which is the central bank there. So that's our core business here. So just a brief intro as well. I've been in the DeFi space for the last 5.5 years, mainly focusing in building ecosystem partnerships and scaling the adoption on chain. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Katya, do you want to do a quick intro on you and Bebop?
Hi, my name is Katya Banina. I'm the CEO of Bebop. Bebop is the largest on-chain RFQ platform. So we basically bring off-chain liquidity from about 15 different market makers on chain. And that means that you get guaranteed price and guaranteed execution when you trade like hundreds of different tokens. Yeah, my background is in sort of finance and fintech, generally starting with TradFi and then within crypto native market making and finally in DeFi.
Thank you. And well, this introduction was actually important because both Sarah and Katya represent project's contributors to the State of DeFi 2026 report. And this is a report that Rion's team just released. Sorry, let me do this. That just released on the Rion page. So if you want to read the State of DeFi 2026 report with a lot of experts' quotes and opinions, you can just go straight to the Rion page on X. But let's cover a little bit of the insights that we shared in there. Let's start with this. What was your personal most interesting insight for the report when you were thinking about the report and the topics we covered in there, and all of the stats and all of the DeFi trends and the progression? What was something that you thought, well, this is actually important, this is something that people need to understand, right? Whoever wants to start first.
Yeah, maybe I'll go
I can,
first. Oh
okay,
yeah,
go
sure.
on, please.
Yeah,
No,
please go
you
ahead.
go, you go. We will go in this order so we don't get confused about the order then.
Yeah, for sure. I think what is particularly interesting for us is really what is like the actual whales behaviors and the institutions behaviors in the overarching lending market, particularly for the MVP phase launch on a week to week basis. We are actually seeing, first of all, an activity increasing amongst the high value wallets. So through wallet intelligence, we actually get to realize that there are a lot of high value wallets that are starting to connect into the DeFi lending markets, and slightly, slight decrease in terms of lower value wallet activity. So this gives us a sharper and more concrete insights into overall, like the capital concentration is actually amongst the larger wallets, and it is continue to grow. Yeah, so I would say that this is very interesting for us to convert this group of high value segment users or even institutions into like a spark savings users, like a base yield product users, and how do we think about effectively planning more co-marketing, effective co-marketing with different wallet providers that are actually these whales users are actually using the wallets there. So yeah, that's the key insights that we've gotten so far.
Thank you, Katya.
Yeah, and from my perspective, I think, well, so there were a few questions that I was being asked about for this report. And so some of the insights were in the context of that. The first question there was, generally kind of how do you see DeFi adoption in the next 3 to 5 years? Are we going to see more adoption of that? And, the insight and something that's very clear to me is that DeFi ultimately is the infrastructure layer rather than the UX layer. And so what we're going to see, yes, of course, it's going to be used more and more and more, but probably in slightly more intermediated way, right? So by that, I mean, intermediaries and different companies like us participated in this forever. But the users who use WalletConnect and use Bebop and use Sparky and others and interact with the apps, they tend to know that they interact with DeFi, whereas increasingly they will not have that awareness, right? It's just going to be the layer underneath, right? But those capabilities, whether it's yield, whether it's trading with instant settlement and things like that, is something that's actually going to happen under the hood. So yes, I definitely expect DeFi to grow, probably without most of the users not realizing that DeFi is where stuff happens.
Yes, true. This is actually one of the big insights that we are also sharing at the Rion X page, X thread on the report. In like a short overview, it really looks like there is a shift to this invisible infrastructure happening. So, of course, even though we still talk about the UX and stuff, it just becomes more and more of an under the hood tech where users really just get to interact with the smoothest, seamless UI. And then if there are power users that Sarah mentioned that want to have this very deep accesses, they will definitely just get a very different treatment. But Katya just partially answered this question, and that's what I definitely want to talk about. What is your opinion and what is your vision of DeFi in 2026? Katya, if you want to add anything to that, and if you want to just share a little bit more on, how is DeFi going to develop and grow in 2026 with all of these changes, with the stablecoin adoption, with a shift to this invisible infrastructure model, and with all the institutions coming in. Feel
Yeah,
free.
I mean, so generally, it's not just DeFi, but we've seen in crypto overall the shift from the market that was dominated by retail to the market that's quite different. So and it didn't happen just because the institutions came in, but also because some retail actually exited the market, either because they, made their money and decided to have a calmer life, or because, I don't know, they got liquidated in October, for various different reasons. And so with that, what we're seeing is not surprising, really. And what I expect is to have kind of more concentrated, specialized entities operating in DeFi, right? And whether those are the intermediaries, for example, that I already mentioned, um, um, such as, for example, vault curators, right? We see that like a lot of vault curation in DeFi. And so, it's instead of individual users like creating their like strategies and so on and so forth, right? They just benefit from the strategies that are run by vault operators. Equally, I obviously run an on-chain RFQ platform, again, the platform where all the trades are settled between users and market makers. And with that, what I expect is that there's going to be less sort of on-chain liquidity overall, so in AMM pools and things like that, and a lot more private liquidity, professional trading firms basically filling those orders. We see that a lot on Solana, for example, for kind of various different market structure reasons, and I expect to see that across CVM as well. So yeah, kind of as a summary. Oh yeah, and maybe another thing is that I definitely see a lot more professional players who perhaps used to be only in centralized exchange or kind of OTC kind of areas enter DeFi, quite rapidly, and sort of really being serious about that. So yeah, basically as a summary, more kind of concentrated professional players and less direct retail participation, but more indirect retail participation going forward.
Yeah, I think I noticed a lot of this feedback from our own community as well. The retail, the real people that that I love to call them, are sharing pretty much the same thoughts. There is a little bit of a less interest to actually be directly involved, but there are still the different opportunities and the involvement of the space. Sarah, if you want to add anything on your vision of DeFi 2026, that was the whole theme of the report. If you have any insights for 2026 to share with our community, please, you're welcome.
Yeah, sure. I think just to echo like what Katya mentioned around indirect participation of retail users, I totally agree with that, because one of the biggest DeFi trend that we are also seeing is that there are more fintechs and enterprises. They are coming out as like a stablecoin issuer, right? Beyond just issuing like a stablecoin, they do want to think about how do they tap onto their own distribution to unlock more DeFi yield or DeFi utility for their users. So this is where actually Spark plays an important role here, because we can actually help to bootstrap the growth of these selected blue chip stablecoins through the Spark liquidity layer. By tapping onto Sky's 11 billion of balance sheet, we can actually just inject and hold this stablecoin, for instance, like PYUSD in our balance sheet, and kind of deploy that across different lending markets to generate like a stabilized borrow rates across the board for this group of retail users, or even increasingly enterprise borrowers. Yeah. So I would say that this is definitely what we are seeing in 2026. Yeah.
Thank you so much for everyone that is curious to learn more and actually read through the data that supports some of these insights we mentioned, and a lot more other important markers and indicators of the DeFi progression and DeFi involvement in 2026. Please go ahead and find the full report link at the Rion X page. It's at Rion underscore username, and we're definitely excited to have our amazing partners and contributors and experts join us in this exploration. So thank you so much, Katya. Thank you so much, Sarah. And thank you so much to the other experts and the other researchers that have shared their opinions, their insight, and their feedback on the report. It's a collaborative work, and it's definitely something that is very interesting for myself personally. I always read our reports. I love that we have them printed, so we will probably have this report printed at WalletCon together with the on-chain payments report. And that this is something that we always put into our creators merch boxes. It's so important that we have something super substantial, meaningful, and that's actually sharing the vision on the market, and the real data, versus just the narratives, the bangers, the hype. So this is a very research report for us, where we do a deeper exploration. So thank you so much, Katya. Thank you so much, Sarah. I am going to add our amazing Nacho on the screen, because we will be moving forward with our next big update of the recent months, the ADI Foundation integration with WalletConnect. Hi, Dennis. It's super nice to host you. And I am just passing the mic to Nacho. Please do. First of all, set the context. What is happening? What is this integration about? We're talking about WalletConnect Pay. We're talking about the payments. We're talking about all of this Web2 stuff. Is this the true Wallet Connect, the OG integration here?
Indeed. As you say, like last year we got in contact with the ADI Foundation, and we will listen a lot more about this now. ADI is now supported on the main Wallet Connect solution. Also, partners like Rion are supporting ADI already. Just launched not so long ago, so maybe we bring Dennis a bit to tell us about ADI, the foundation, what is different. That's a very big word in ADI, being different. So I want to know a little bit more about what makes you the new kid in the block, we can call it.
Yeah, gladly to do that. Thank you, Nacho. ADI is, for those who don't know, the institutional chain of the MENA region, Middle East and North Africa. It is part of Sirius Holding. Sirius Holding is a $9 billion holding that holds fintech companies, tech companies in the area. And it is a subholding of IHC. IHC is the international holding company that holds about $250 billion worth in assets throughout the region, and is one of the several official holdings of the Sheikh in Abu Dhabi. And it's part of a very large family of companies. Over 2,300 companies are included in the part of the family of companies. And we are also, ADI launched, well, first of all, ADI launched mainnet on December, so just a couple months back. And a few weeks ago, deployed, we've had the contracts for the first ADGM, Abu Dhabi Regulating Authority, approved dirham stablecoin deployed on the network. So that means right now it's being minted by institutions, but from the region. It's using a tier 1 bank for this. That's the first Abu Dhabi bank. But yeah, this just shows what kind of projects we're going to be launching on the chain. We can expect many of these companies, of these 2,300 companies, to be using ADI or a layer 3, which I will be posting docs about soon, but to use ADI as a settlement platform for smart settlements or programmatic settlements between these companies. So that's very much what ADI does. But yeah, WalletConnect right now and where we're at is WAGMI now supports ADI. So you can just add WAGMI in your JS code. But similarly, I think it's called App UI Kit, or it's the modal from Reown from WalletConnect. Yes, also has ADI in there. So you can just add it in your JS code and it will be right there.
Correct. We have the full stack already supporting ADI, both on the tested and the mainnet. I like how you describe yourselves as a low noise ecosystem, and it resembles what you've been saying about the institutions that are coming. It's about a different way of approaching crypto while using it in the same way, because ADI, for those who don't know, it's an EVM compatible chain. It's a layer 2. You also have the ADI token, was released not so long ago, if I remember correctly. How's the 2026 looking for you this year?
Ambitious, I think, with our first supporting our Dirham stablecoin. It's been a lot of work to get through, a lot of stakeholders to get involved. That's usually how it goes with these institutional projects. But going forward, we expect a lot to come up and several more companies to jump on board. If some of you have been following, we do have several MOUs already with very large American credit card companies or financial institutions, as well as M-Pesa. You guys might know what M-Pesa is or might not, but that's like the payments, one of the payments rails in Africa. So they are intending to use either a layer 3 or our mainnet directly. So we're exploring that further. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting year. Many cool projects coming up and many large scale adoption things. And you can expect a lot from ADI going forward. We already have several on-ramp and off-ramp solutions in place. And also there's the Islamic Bank of Facet already supports ADI chain. I have an ecosystem page that I made. I think it's ecosystem.adi.foundation, if I got it right. And I'll be updating it today again with a few more partnerships. I think WalletConnect's also already there. I added that a couple weeks back. I think all these things will be in there. I think you added some important points, Nacho, that indeed we're an EVM equivalent chain. Actually, if you read the docs, you'll see it's a ZK Sync, ZK Stack chain. So, but the Atlas upgrade kind, which means full EVM equivalence and some more cool protocol features that will be coming up. It's your Ethereum experience right out of the box.
Amazing. And I'm checking here. The ecosystem page looks very nice. I see us there. I see a lot of our partners as well, a lot of the big wallets. ADI also has a wallet, as far as I remember, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
That people can use, download,
still
and interact
unreleased.
with the chain.
Yeah, I don't
Still
think it's yet
unreleased.
in the Apple Store, but it will come soon. Yes.
Nice. It's always good to have another wallet that brings new usability for everyone. Beyond the ecosystem page, what other places that we can read more, or the community can read more about ADI?
Yeah, of course. If you visit our main site, there's our Discord server. So that's the main place you can have updates. But we're also active on Twitter and on LinkedIn. You can find us there, but I think there's both an ADI chain page as well as a ADI Foundation page. And we also have a Telegram community. So you can also find us in our either docs or in our pages.
Amazing. Will you be at some events that we can find you this year, or you're still looking around in that sense?
Still recovering from East Denver. We were just there a couple weeks back. We'll update in our socials if we target another one soon, which we are thinking about and talking about, but still haven't honed in on one yet.
Super. So there's a lot of things coming on ADI this year. Happy to have you as part of our network and looking forward to the things that we are going to be building together this year.
Yes, thank you. Also, looking forward to all the devs using WalletConnect on ADI going forward.
Thank you so much,
Amazing.
Dennis. It's always amazing to have new joins and new foundations joining us on the WalletConnect journey. It is such a big pleasure, and it's also such a big honor to have most of the big and amazing players in the industry collaborate with us and contribute and come to our town halls and join our events and talk and speak at the conferences. This is huge. Thank you so much. We hope to definitely see you more at the WalletCon and WalletConnect events, and of course at the community content that is gonna be posted after our town hall. You probably will be there. So thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for sharing the details. Okay, and now the star of today's edition, the new person in the WalletConnect team, a new joiner. Welcome, Riaz. We are super excited to have Riaz joining us as a CTO at WalletConnect and work with us on WalletConnect Pay and all of the other big and ambitious goals we have. So thank you so much for joining. Welcome to Town Hall. Welcome
Thank
to the
you.
team. And can you do a quick introduction about yourself? How did you get into WalletConnect?
Hi, I'm Riaz. I got into WalletConnect. I guess I know Jess from checkout.com, who's our CEO. We started talking about WalletConnect a few times, but then last year, WalletConnect Pay became a thing. So we started talking about WalletConnect from a payment perspective. And a little bit about me, as I've just mentioned, I've done a few years in payment. I've done online payment. I've done brick and mortar in-store payment with SumUp. If you add it together, it's a pretty good, solid 360 of payment. Well, I used to say 360. I should probably say 270 now because crypto was missing. So I'm adding that to the equation. So the WCP proposition is exciting from a techie at heart as I am, but also with a product mindedness and just the ability to build an APM within the crypto space is a lot of the reasons which I joined, and the people itself. I met a lot of people before I committed to joining, and I think it just became like a unique opportunity which it was impossible to say no to. So that's me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you joining. It's a pleasure to have the payments expert join us, and have more true payment people in the team. Of course, with working on the big and ambitious goal of WalletConnect Pay, there is definitely a situation where we both have to apply our existing crypto experience and our existing network of partners and really esteemed and well-known companies that collaborate with us, but also have to explore the new industry and the new space of payments and the new space of talking to the payment system providers, talking to the merchants, talking to the business owners, and figuring how all of this works. Let's dive deeper into the WalletConnect Pay finally. Why are you personally excited about WalletConnect Pay, Riaz? And then I'm gonna have the same question to Nacho, so you better prepare yourself.
I've built payment gateways within a fiat environment. I used to deal a lot with merchants. We've built essentially lots of merchant services connecting to processing platforms, acquiring platforms, and going global. And a lot of what we need to build right now within WalletConnect Pay resonates a lot with that. And the key part is the crypto part. And I guess, if I have to simplify this, I would say that WalletConnect Pay for me is a really good challenge of being able to provide a world-class service to PSPs in a language that they already understand, right? From a payment perspective, they've integrated other APMs before. and taking on the heavy lifting to essentially pretty much present the crypto element as anything else that they've already seen before. And, and within that, providing really good merchant experience across the board. There's a challenge in there. It's something that, over time, I've been here for just over 30 days now. I'm discovering more and more. It is a big promise. It is an achievable promise, but it is a big promise because every day there's a lot of complexities that we have to get our heads around, and we need to sometimes break our brains to solve. But that's what gets us out of bed at the moment is this challenge, right? It's how do we deliver this service? And because we like to challenge ourselves double, instead of just making it an e-com problem, we're making an in-store problem as well. So now we got two problems to solve. And even though it's essentially the same service, it all goes to the same flow and the dashboards and everything. The trigger point, which is whether you are in a store or whether you are e-com, have got some strong nuances, and we need to understand various opportunities here and various technical challenges and how we address them. But it is a relentless game that we're playing, and you win sometimes in very small amounts, and sometimes you win sort of big amounts on a very good day. But it's a continued battle. So it's maybe a bit of a long answer, but it should frame why I see it as exciting.
Yes. There's a couple of serious and a couple of techie words here. So just for the community, can you explain what is an APM and what is a merchant?
Right. An APM is an alternative payment method. So if I'm in, let's say Stripe, so if I'm a merchant and I basically provide goods, whether I provide goods in store or I provide goods online, right? So a merchant could be Uniqlo, that is a merchant online, but they also have sort of in store, and so having what you call omni-channel to have a sort of seamless, whether they're selling in store or whether they're selling online into the same sort of sales channel is important to them. That's from a merchant perspective. So from a merchant perspective, you need to provide services of how you onboard them and how you KYC them and what is their day-to-day tools and how do you settle them. You need to settle them and what sort of reportings they would expect from you. And if their business is very complex, then you need to support that level of complexity. They may be in different geographies. They may have different legal entities. This just like, the more that they have, the more you need to actually think about how you address those requirements. APM is alternative payment method. If you're online, you get to pay with a card, which people are used to paying: Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Diners, and so on. But people also, from a local perspective, they would recognize payment methods which are local to them. Some alternative payment methods are actually global, like PayPal is a global payment method. But some are local, like Ideal, for example, is local to Holland, and then you have Boleto, which I believe is LATAM. So you have different payment methods. Pix is, for example, shown in Brazil, and a lot of people pay with Pix in Brazil if they're buying their sort of lunches. So what you want to do from a merchant perspective, even though you have an engineering task force, is ideally you don't want to keep integrating individually with each provider, because that gives you more overhead. So what you want to be able to do is and this is where PSPs provide this sort of single service, single unified API. Integrate me once, and I will open a world of payment methods to you, whether it's card rails or whether it's PayPal, and all of the sort of payment methods that the shopper, the buyer, us essentially can pay with. And that's why, in practical terms, when you get redirected online and you land on a page with all the payment methods, right? The provider may be a single provider to this merchant. Could be Stripe, could be Checkout, could be WalletConnect, but at the same time, the shopper benefits from seeing a range of payment methods, and then it's up to them to decide what they want to pay with, right? So what we want to do as WalletConnect Pay is we want to be one of those choices provided if, let's say, you were on a sort of e-com. And so part of our Engine pilot is eventually we want to get to a point whereby, once the doors on e-commerce hopefully opens, we want to be with their merchant portfolio. We want to be one of the payment methods that is listed, on people's desktop when they get to pay. So, you get your usual cards or whatever it is, but you also get to pay with your wallet and recognize this. And if you are in store, then you also see WalletConnect Pay, which puts us in a bit of an, in an omni-channel advantage. Did I get this right, Nacho?
Perfect. You know more APMs than myself, so I on some points I have to trust. Now it is perfect.
That's an activity for one of our team IRL meetings. Name the most APMs. That's gonna be the game for us to play as a team building. to know at least to know the competitive landscape, right?
Correct.
Yes,
Yeah,
there are many. There are many
Sorry.
of them. There are hundreds of them. There are players called aggregators that provide you like 100 APMs. There is this notion that if someone is from a certain geography and they see an APM of their own geography, they're more likely to convert because there's trust there. Someone is more likely in Brazil to pay with Pix if you show them Pix than a card, for example. So there is that, and so merchants are incentivized to provide APM payment, but the overhead they don't want, and that's why they want the PSP to do the integration and then provide it to them.
It's the same with us. In the end, Web3 user seeing WalletConnect Pay feels the trust of WalletConnect and decides of paying with our payment method. That's what we are looking for in this case. We are globally and locally at the same time.
Exactly.
The big mission. I think that the trust here is the most important. That's where obviously WalletConnect has the advantage of being in the market and being a logo that everyone in crypto has seen at least once, and then it is expanding. We obviously have a huge audience of different people and different demographics that have used WalletConnect. So this is the opportunity here to actually go deeper into the market and go deeper into the different flows and just important daily tasks like paying for something, which definitely excites me a lot. But Nacho, what does excite you about WalletConnect Pay?
I have to say being able to use it in my day-to-day is one of the things that I'm very excited for. Online, in store, in the coffee shop. I was in this one a couple of weeks ago, and so the experience myself. It's one of these things of doing something that already exists and works okay, with a new technology and adding a new value proposition on top of like something as common as paying, and being able to do that again but differently. For me, it's like quite exciting, and we need to always remember that in the end, all of the things that we have started here in the crypto space a long time ago started as a way of using digital money, and money is used for paying in most of the cases. So being able to fulfill that use case is also something that I believe is transformational. Not only transformational for our space, it's transformational for the whole world, for the economics of merchants, of payment service providers, efficiency, not only on the technical side, but on the monetary side. It's like things that are driving a lot of these. What Ria said, like gets up alive every morning. So coming here to my personal office to continue pushing in that direction is something that is like really fulfilling today.
Yes, it is indeed. And something that is also super exciting for me, and I'm pretty sure is exciting for you guys, is the update we have just released yesterday. There has been a tweet from the WalletConnect page, and if you are amazing viewers and are amazing listeners now, follow WalletConnect, which you definitely should do. You have probably already seen the announcement on the Wallet SDK, where we have the WalletConnect Pay SDK live for the seamless one-click integration and one-click payments. Nacho, can you walk us through how does this work? What is the magic behind this, right?
Absolutely. So now the flow gates are open. Any wallet, we've been testing these integrations with a couple of partners, making sure things were okay from a development experience perspective. What we opened yesterday is a couple of SDKs. We updated our traditional WalletConnect SDK to include WalletConnect Pay, into the systems. We also released for those new wallets that only want to be interested in the payment experience, a dedicated SDK, and also an API that they can use to start integrating. We have evolved from the previous model where we only have one SDK. Now there's a lot of options for developers, where developers can now integrate our one-click experience flow that basically connects the wallet with our system. You scan the QR code that is going to be in the payment. That will get all the payment information shown to the user in the wallet. They will be able to select the token. They will be able to see what is the merchant that they're interacting with. In the past we had on the WalletConnect side, we show you the application. Now we show you the merchant, so you actually know you're paying to the right place, the amount, and we give you the options of tokens. As you can see in the screen right now, you can pay with different tokens depending on what chain you are on, or if you are going to swap those tokens before those payments. Everything is facilitated, so you as a user, you see it, you choose it, you click continue, and you just pay. Instead of having this old flow where you connect the wallet, then go back to the application, select the token, certain information, and so on. We just want you to be one time on the wallet, go back to the POS, go back to the online onto the online checkout, and the solution and the problem is solved. And that is it. You can streamline this user experience. Every wallet can do it now. It's open for everyone, and as part of this, there's also a flow for you to start participating in the interchange model that WalletConnect Pay has, because wallets are also a beneficiary of the flow of funds that happen in the payments inside of their wallets. So be sure to go to our documentation at docs.walletconnect.com, where you can find everything related to how a wallet you can integrate, and also to our main developer dashboard at walletconnect.com as well, where you can find all the, not beyond the documentation, the keys and anything you need to be able to not only develop, but also test the integration directly there.
And Riaz, a true technical question to you. How hard is this? How hard is this for us? And how hard is this for the wallets to actually make this work in the real life?
Everything you've just seen now, we've spent a lot of time to actually make it as easy as possible for the wallets to integrate. I think, okay, so let me answer the first part of the question. How hard is it for us? As I was saying before, we are playing the relentless game. We're doing the heavy lifting, right? And so, there's a lot of wallets out there, and since the beginning of WalletConnect, the proposition was this sort of single integration to collect sort of dApps and whichever wallet, right? We provide that, we provide the rails. And I think we're maintaining that sort of ethos now, where we do the heavy lifting. We try to provide as good as an experience, irrespective of the wallets, and so on. But the reality is, it depends on whether it's Apple, whether it's Google, whether it's iOS, whether it's Android, and what is the version that the wallet has integrated, when did they integrate, and so on. And so we're trying to make sure that essentially you can still get a conversion, whatever be the version that you're on, and whatever wallet you could be. But we are also asking everyone to please upgrade and to please do this integration, because it goes back to what I said. Conversion matters, and you want to convert, and Nacho just said it. Everybody has something to gain from it, right? It's the sort of interchange model, and you want it's while it may look snazzier and fancier with the logo and everything, it's not just to make it pretty. It's because we want to give shoppers more context, and the more they have context, the more likely they will convert. It's a better experience. And this is known. If you land on usual kind of payment pages, there's a reason that the merchant takes the time to show you the logo, the number of items you're buying, the total, the VAT, where it's going to get dispatched, whatever. Because fundamentally, when people buy, before they press the trigger, it's a question of essentially how relaxed are they right now before they push the trigger. If you start to get someone worried, oh, I don't see the logo, I can't remember what was the item, I can't see the total, I don't know what the VAT is. Is there any hidden fees? Why can't I see my address? Where is this really going? Is it going to my whole house? People start to freak out and they don't buy, right? And so, so if you want people to convert, you need to get them to be in the best mindset to convert. And one way is to give them the full context as much as possible, and then they will convert. And so everybody is incentivized, from the merchant, from us, from the PSP, from the wallet provider. Everybody is incentivized to basically contribute to that ecosystem of getting the end user to convert. And so we are, and even with the PSPs that we work, we are already in this game of essentially optimizing further and further to basically influence consumer behavior and to get them to sort of convert. And so this integration, this demo that you've just seen, it's nicer, it's one click and everything, but the underlying point here is conversion. That's the message that we're trying to drive home.
Yep, it is very true. Just to echo what Yuri has just said about the trust and about the visibility and the details and feeling relaxed, not because you blindly trust, but because you actually understand what is happening, understand the technology. We do have a lot of this feedback from our community and a lot of the positive and very encouraging comments saying that the way we are sharing the information and the details about WalletConnect Pay really makes it something that feels smooth, something that feels simple enough, and something that feels friendly enough to try. There is actually an interesting question from the community in our comments now, saying how are payments with WalletConnect Pay approved in the tax office, in the tax services? Is there any problem with taxes if you pay with WalletConnect Pay?
There shouldn't be a problem from a taxes perspective. So one of the things that we are working with our legal team and with the different partners that we have, especially in the European Union and in the US, is that we are making sure that this is like fully compliant with all of the regulations. We follow travel rule compliance. We should follow as well sanctions screening to make sure that our merchants who are accepting the payment service providers who are using this for their integrations can feel secure on the payments. On the same side, on the user side, there is information that we request from the users when they are doing the payments or before the payments, and we store to make sure that we can check against the different sanctions parties. And in the case that a regulator comes and wants to know about this information for any of these sanctions, we are going to be providing with them. But at the moment, it's not a complication that we are looking into. Though we are always looking at changes. We know Genius Act rolled out not so long ago, and there's a lot of other countries that are adding. The UAE, we just talked with Dennis from ADI. The UAE is doing a lot of push into the regulations of stablecoin payments and payments in general. So we will see how these things develop. And from WalletConnect Pay's perspective and WalletConnect perspective as a whole, we are always looking into this to make sure that we are adapting our flows, we are adapting our systems to always be on the right side of the compliance.
Indeed. I feel like this is the question that I get the most from the community asking about the taxes. I think it's normal that as humans we are kind of concerned about the taxes. It's usually confusing. The systems are not user friendly, and the UX definitely could be improved. There is a lot of different details and specifics that you have to know to actually be tax compliant, and especially as a business owner, especially as a small business owner, you usually need to be super careful. You need to take care of the taxes. You need to take care of anything that's money related and make sure that all of that is properly tracked and properly stored. If you are interested to learn more about WalletConnect Pay, about the taxes part, the regulations part, and everything, you can just head to our docs. And you will be able to find most of the information in there. But yeah, I think as Nacho said, it's pretty much a deal of staying updated, tracking the updates, tracking the situation, checking the new acts that go into play, and making sure that we evolve as the industry evolves, as the regulations evolve, especially as the stable coins become so much more widely adopted. This is becoming something that that is just mainstream. Everyone uses stablecoins. Everyone knows what stablecoins are. If you remember crypto like 3 years ago, that was not a thing. I don't think people really realized that stablecoins were so powerful and so important. It was just the dollar but on chain. Now, of course, there is a bigger deal about that. So the space keeps evolving, and we're just working on the clock. Our head of legal is amazing. He is super responsive. He is working around the clock to actually be able to look through the regulations, look through the laws, look through the new documents, and figure out how are we complying with that. So yes, there is going to be many more updates and many more announcements we share about WalletConnect Pay and about our development and about our next steps. Nacho, do you want to do any sneak peek for the community into what's coming next?
I'm going to hold some of those updates for WalletCon, as we have a lot of announcements, and I want people, either if they are going to Cannes and you can join us there, happy to talk with you to show you some of the very interesting things that are coming. We're always posting those on socials as well, so take a look. You probably found some alphas there, but also you will be able to see it through the live streams. There's a lot of announcements coming, and I don't want to be the one that spoils it today.
And you are going to have 2 talks during WalletCon, right?
This time, I have the pleasure to represent some of our team members who couldn't be joining us at the event. So I'm going to be talking about my part and also representing some of our friends that couldn't be there. So there's a tech talk that I'm going to be doing. You will see how a product person can do that as well.
Well, don't pretend you are a tech product person. So you definitely are a great person for that. And of course, this is a good place for me to shill WalletCon a little bit more. We know that a lot of our community is not based in Europe, so that could be a trip to take to come to Cannes. And of course, if you are not attending offline this time, please join us live. There is going to be a live stream on the WalletConnect socials. We will host a live stream on the WalletConnect and the WC Hub X pages on our YouTube. We're going to share it everywhere. Hopefully you will see that. Our previous WalletCon live stream got more than 1 million views. So my expectation is I think most of the people in crypto should see that. And if you want to stay updated, just follow us, follow the Wallet Connectors page. This is a community page for the Wallet Connect, for the Wallet Connect community members and contributors, and that's where we will be sharing all of the updates. But thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Nacho. Thank you so much, Riaz, for joining me today. This is just the most asked question. Simply put, this is the most asked question. How does WalletConnect Pay works? How is the tax situation? Where can I find more information? What is gonna be next? So I am excited that we answered most of this today, and I am excited for the community comments and for the community feedback afterwards. For now, thank you so much. I will let you go and do more today to make sure that WalletConnect Pay succeeds. And we will stay here in the community for just a couple of final words on fun community campaigns that are coming.
Thank you, everyone.
Well, and now as we are here alone and this is such an intimate situation, I am going to share my screen and I am going to remind everyone that we have a WalletConnect Community Hub page that you can find at community.walletconnect.com, and that's where you can find all of the community activities, all of the community campaigns, challenges, and everything that you can do to help WalletConnect succeed, to help WalletConnect Pay go live and go widely adopted. If you are a content creator, well, this is amazing. You can join us as a content creator. If you want to do user service and beta tests, there's always something for you in there. If you are a staker and a governance participant, for sure follow the Community Hub and check the Community Hub for all of the updates and all of the new things that are getting released. And I am sharing with you a sneak peek into the campaigns that I will publish right now. After I click the end button for the live stream, we are having the governance voting on Snapshot, as Petro already mentioned earlier on today. But then we will also have a clipping challenge for everyone that watched us live here and that found something interesting and insightful for themselves during this live stream, during this town hall. So I definitely invite and encourage everyone to check out the community hub, check out the WCTX page and find all of the community activities and join the challenges, especially the clipping challenge, to help us spread the word, spread this opinion, spread this news and updates that we have shared today with the broader community, with X and with other communities on the socials. This is going to be something that we are going to do more for WalletCon. So it's a great time to practice your clipping skills, and it's a great time to practice your content creator skills to help us spread the word about the town hall and then ultimately share WalletCon with the broader public. But for now, this is it. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, for watching us live. This is a big pleasure to be connected with our community and hosting live streams with the WalletConnect team, WalletConnect leadership, with our amazing partners and contributors and experts. This is not the last town hall, so follow us on the socials. Keep in touch with us and join the next town halls and the next community activities we will host.